YouTube stream started. We had a spicy video today, chat. Spicy video today. People have a lot of thoughts. A lot of thoughts. How spicy? Oh, very spicy. Actually, I haven't checked. Are the dislikes really high on this video? I haven't even checked. Oh yeah, that's a very high. Actually, that's a lot of dislikes for an average video. I'm up to like 50 dislikes, which normally I'd get like single digit. Wow, dude, I never really get dislikes. It's always like 3, 4, 5. There's one that had like 10. Wow, I actually don't get a lot of dislikes. That's surprising. I've been worrying about checking the comments on that one. Oh boy, it's a doozy. I mean, just to give you guys an idea, normally my videos get like 50 comments. So like, let's look at these videos real quick, right? 30 comments, 50 comments. This one has 100 comments, 81. And these are all like, 10 to 20,000 views, right? 10 to 20,000 views. We scroll up to today's video. Oh, my face is in the way. 124 comments, only 3,000 views. is a spicy in the comment section. It is spicy in the comment section on that video. Was it bootlickers? No, dude. Like 90% of the people disagreed with me. Okay, maybe not 90%. Because obviously the like to dislike seems like the majority agrees with me. But in the comment section, like 90% of them disagree with me. On what? The video of the 11-year-old prank call. So I wanted to talk to those people. I don't know if they would actually come in and like talk on the YouTube chat or something, but I wanted to chat with people about it. Get their opinions. I want to see what people actually think. Chat, is it a hot take to think that 11-year-old doesn't deserve a felony? Is that, am I a bad person for thinking that? That was crazy to watch live. Yeah, I mean, to be fair, even then we had a lot of, yeah, if you haven't watched it, I'd go watch it. Give me views, basically. Felony for 11-year-old is too much, especially for a prank call. It's not like they killed someone. Well, yeah, that was my point. I think I'm just gonna read some of the comments and then we'll talk about it a little bit and then we'll move on to regular shit. But I'm just like genuinely curious. I wanted to see if anyone would like, actually show up and like be like, hey, this is why I disagree. I disagree. It'll probably be dropped at 18. No, that's not how felonies work, my guy. Think the parents should have taught her better about the importance of 911. She should have not been sentenced. Well, yeah. My personal opinion, I think they could have thrown her in a car with the cuffs to scare. That's actually what I said in the video. I agree with that. I disagree that the parents were being too harsh yelling at her. If I falsely reported a felony, you'd bet I get yelled at. Now that I wasn't necessarily yelling at the. I wasn't upset with like the parents getting mad at her. I was upset with the dad getting mad at her, like in the way of him saying, "How could you do this to me?" You know what I'm saying? Like he internalized it and made it about himself. I wasn't mad that the dad was yelling at the child. I was upset with the dad that he made it about himself. I'd be like, dude, I teach all, this is what you do to me. You know what I mean? Like, it's like, that's what I didn't like about it. Thank you, Morbid Queer, for the 4 months. I said an 11-year-old is capable of understanding their actions if taught. I did because I was taught the importance of 911 and the internet is the internet. It's on the parents for not teaching her. Yeah, okay. So the whole thing about, a lot of people were saying when I was 11, I understood what 9/11 meant and how 9/11 is, I shouldn't call it. I even said in the video that, yeah, I'm pretty sure every 11-year-old knows that. What an 11-year-old doesn't know is what happens when you do that. That was my point. Is the 11-year-old doesn't get that when you prank call, all of that shit happens. Everyone knows not to do that. Like literally everyone knows that you're not supposed to do that. An 11-year-old obviously understands dialing 911 or texting him is just bad. Like falsely doing that is just bad. What she doesn't understand is how bad it actually is. That was my point. Is in her eyes, she was doing like a goofy prank. Like, yeah, the prank was pretty bad, but in her mind, she was thinking I was just doing a goofy prank. But what she wasn't thinking was, oh, I want all of these cops to go. I want helicopters. I want loads and loads of cops to go out and search for this. That's not what's going through her head. You know? Like that, she's literally not thinking about that. I didn't realize it was a felony charge. That's fucked. Yeah. Still deserve the charges? I 1000% disagree. Dude, a felony charge literally will ruin her entire life. Like, so you're saying if you're an 11-year-old and you do something stupid, I'm not saying what she did was fine or okay. Who is saying this? YouTube chat? YouTube comments. Like the YouTube comments on my video are crazy. But, like, God, I lost my train of thought there. She deserved the charges. Oh yeah, she didn't deserve the charges because if like every 11-year-old does something fucking stupid. She just happened to do something really bad that is really stupid. So you're saying because she made a mistake and she did something really bad, which she did, she deserves to have a felony on her record and a misdemeanor on her record. So she won't be able to get a job when she gets older. She's going to be a criminal on her record for the rest of her life because of something she did when she's 11? You think that's okay to ruin a child's life over that? Like, that doesn't sit right with me. Yeah, their parents should punish her. She should go to jail to get scared and like give her an idea of what would happen if she got a felony charge and how she would go to jail and like show her all those things of what would happen. But now her entire life is fucked. You know? Months is too much in my opinion. Wait, months. Like, what do you mean months? Especially because non-violent. Oh, like in juvie? The cops should have let the parents punish her instead of tarnishing her life with a felony. That was my point. I think it was fine if the cops put her in cuffs, put her in the back of the cop car, drove her to the station, and like showed her what would happen. I feel like that would be great for them to do that. There were so many comments saying that she wouldn't learn her lesson. Like, you're telling... So, an 11-year-old won't learn her lesson unless she gets a felony charge on her record the rest of her life? Like, what kind of mindset is that? That is insane. I think it depends on the state and the type of charge. It goes away at 18, sometimes 16, but still doesn't help her if she wanted a job at 16. Cops are scary, yeah. To be honest, a mistake would be if she did it once, but to that extent, wasn't a mistake. She had intent, but it wasn't that serious. That talk was enough. Well, yeah, if she did it twice, yeah, I'm 100% on that. Like, if she already got, like, punished for that, already told not to do it, then she did it again, felony charge, juvie, whatever. 100%. But this is her first time doing this shit. Yeah, it was fucking terrible, but it was her first time doing it. She went home and probably got rewarded with horseback rides and McDonald's, bro. You digging too deep into this because their charges were most likely to be expunged. Are you okay? What? You think her parents are gonna, she's gonna come home and her parents are gonna give her a big old hug? No, what are you fucking, did you see how pissed off her parents were? Hell no. Dude, her dad is like already a conservative wall punch, like a character type. The dad was insanely, dude, ain't no way she's gonna be rewarded when she what are you fucking, what are you on? No. Anyone saying she deserved a felony shouldn't have kids? I mean, I said that in the video. I did say that in the video, that they don't deserve children. Pig, you can't use wall punch as an insult anymore. I'm going to use it anyway. I don't give a fuck. All right. Eviscerated, thank you so much for the 6 months. I don't think the dad handled it poorly at all. Okay, my gripe with the dad, I said it earlier, I don't know if you heard it. My gripe with the dad is not that he got angry. My gripe with the dad is he got angry, but he made it about himself. Like he turned it on himself, saying, "How could you do this to me?" kind of thing. You know? I don't like when parents do that. I don't like when parents turn it around and be like, and make it about themselves. It's not, that's what I didn't like about it. 1 second. I need to do this stream elements thing. Felonies don't go away at 18. You have to take it back to court and ask for it to be expunged. That's what I thought. I didn't think it just disappeared. Is a felony at 11-year-old that bad? I'm from EU, so how does that work when you try to find a job later on? Haven, thank you so much for $5. I believe parents with kids and have a mindset of, I know what's best for my kid, should take a parenting course. Well, yeah, true. Everyone deserves a parenting course. But how does it work later on? It depends on the state. Sometimes, thank you, Fruit Lip, for the 2 gifted subs. Sometimes you have to go back to court and try to get it expunged. You know, it just depends on the state. Like, I don't know all the legality of it. It's you know, per state kind of thing. If she has so much comfort in her life that she's calling the cops staging a kidnapping, she definitely isn't going to have her life ruined over it. So because her parents have money, that means her life isn't going to be ruined? Like, bro, do you know what a criminal record does to someone? Please don't have children. Or take a class or something. Like... Do you know what a fucking criminal record does to someone's life? Are you kidding me? Yes, staging a kidnapping is fucking horrible, which I never ever said that it was good, or because some people in the comments said that I was quote unquote siding with the 11-year-old, which is wrong. And I had a phone at 11 and I didn't do this shit. But, okay, I hate that argument so fucking much. Dude, so many people said, well, I didn't do this at 11. Yeah, because it's fucking ridiculous. It's crazy to do that. It is. It is crazy to do that at 11. I agree. But that is a dumbass argument. Saying that she deserves a felony because you didn't do it at 11 doesn't make any sense. What she did should get punished harshly without a felony. Like, why do people keep saying that I didn't do it at 11? Yeah, no one did. No child does that. It's the truth. She's fucking crazy, bro. That child is crazy. She does dumb shit. Doesn't mean she deserves a felony. I don't think you sided with her, but she definitely needed the lesser charges. She doesn't need any charge. There should be no charge whatsoever. If there's any good thing to come from this video, kids will be far less likely to do this kind of thing. YouTube prank calls to 911. That original body cam footage video is going absolutely viral. Oh, it is. Yeah, it definitely is. Are you reading YouTube live chat or something? Yeah, the reason I'm reading YouTube live chat is because they're the ones that had all these comments. Twitch chat was pretty, like, normal throughout the whole thing. Her prefrontal cortex is not even halfway developed. Dude, that's what I was talking about on stream. That was literally what I was talking about on stream. Is their brains aren't fucking developed. It doesn't matter, dude. She's a child. Everyone's like, oh, she's so fucking... I was a genius when I was an 11-year-old. Like, dude, shut the fuck up. All right, let's look at the comments real quick. Let's riff off of these comments for a little while. When I was a little kid, I was convinced that if I accidentally call 911... Okay, here we go. I thought there was a special button you press that calls it, I would go to jail. So did everyone else. What does that matter? This was the #1 argument in this comment section, is I didn't do that when I was 11. What does that even mean? That has nothing to do with the argument. That's not even an argument. People, parents should punish their children better. People, when parents punish their children better. Oh, that's not nice. The parents didn't even punish the child. What are you talking about? The parents didn't even punish the child. The child was locked up in juvie and got a felony charge. What? They ain't watching the video at this point? Well, yeah. I mean, a lot of people don't. It's also not black and white. Jesus fucking Christ. People always look at things in extremes instead of providing basic nuance. Yeah, dude, no one looks at nuance. Like in general, in life, no one looks at nuance. It's crazy. You were very critical of the dad for no reason, to be fair, because I didn't like the dad's attitude. Sorry. I don't know. Like, maybe I was too much on the dad. I don't give a fuck, dude. What is it? At the end of the day, what does it matter? The main argument is about the child getting a felony. Just because I didn't like the dad's attitude and how he handled the situation means literally nothing. Sorry if you didn't like that, but whatever. I didn't like him. Only issue I had with the video was when they said they called her back and she told them to F up. I feel like a normal kid her age would be terrified when they call back and apologize. No, I agreed with that. I agree with you wholeheartedly. Even in the video, I said, holy shit, that is, wow. That's crazy. Like, that is genuinely crazy. This child needs parenting. Not juvie, not a felony. She needs parenting. That's what she needs. You literally, like, we literally heard the dad, like, say the F word at the child multiple times in this video. It's a learned thing. She learned to talk like that. You know? Like, this is a parenting issue. Like, an 11-year-old doesn't just have fantastic, great parents and all of a sudden do something this horrible. It just doesn't happen. Y'all are soft. All right, well, thank you for clarifying what type of person you are. Oh, man, that is such like a cop-out fucking thing to say. Anytime someone looks at anything with nuance or any empathy whatsoever, y'all are soft. As someone who had parents like that dad, he didn't help the situation at all. Definitely just made her scared to tell the truth. It doesn't teach lessons. It scares and traumatizes. It's not effective in any way. Yeah. All right, moving on. Dad had every right to act the way he did. She lied about a kidnapping and had almost a whole police force looking for her child and a car being kidnapped. There was a helicopter looking for this fake kidnapper. Just because you tell the truth doesn't mean you get no consequences. Unfortunately, she doesn't grasp how big of a mistake she made when she was doing it, but dad has the right to be just as upset as he was. I mean, again, I agree, but I mean, I guess I must have came off in a weird way, and I don't know how I came off in this video. I never once said that the dad's not allowed to be upset. I mean, at least I think. I don't ever think I remember saying that the dad is not allowed to be mad. I just didn't like the way he was mad. Like, again, nuance, but it is what it is. One thought I had about this entire discussion is that an 11-year-old girl is not just floating through life. She's probably had her period, cooks unsupervised, stays home alone, etc. Well, that's what I'm saying. We don't know what's going on in her life. We don't know how she's raised. We don't know any of that stuff. She's just a really weird kid in hindsight. Well, dude, remember when the dad complained about her not even being able to sit still in a dentist chair? Remember that? I even think I mentioned, what if she has like autism? What if she has like severe ADHD? What if she has mental issues that they're not taking care of? Like, you know what I mean? Like, again, we don't know this child's life. We don't. Can we all agree that YouTube comments are usual suspect of school dropout and refuse to fucking read? Well, dude, that's why I hate YouTube comments, because they don't watch the whole video, first of all. And since they're anonymous, they just they don't have to worry about backlash or like having someone push back on what their opinions are. Swan, thank you so much for 5 months. What was kind of sus to me was the dad immediately said to the cops, hey, want to see my kids? Like, zero protectiveness over them. I don't know. It was weird to me that he jumped right to the... Well, he clarified that he loves cops. I think he just loves cops. That's all it really was. All right. To be frank, this is like swatting with no specific target. That's not really being frank. That's just the truth. It's sending a bunch of resources to a single area for a prank. There are people that could need those resources, not to mention if some poor unlucky person fits the description, blah, 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 blah. Yes. Does the 11-year-old think like this? Does the 11-year-old have this knowledge? No. 11-year-old thinks as far as, I'm going to joke. I'm gonna confuse these cops. And I'm going to laugh about it. I'm going to say fuck you to these cops because that's what daddy does all the time. He says the F word and I don't give a shit because I'm bored and I don't have anything else to do because my parents neglect me and I don't got nothing to do. But no, she literally does not think about these consequences. Thank you, Larmasit. Bruh. Gonna call you Larm. Thank you so much, Larm, for the Prime sub. She's old enough to know that was wrong. She should know 911 is for emergencies only. Yes, she does. It's not common for kids to go to this extent and make elaborate lie and sending text message to police. She knows better. Yes, I agree. But she doesn't know the consequences. Nuance. Can't remember what channel I watched it on originally, but when I first saw the video, I was borderline attacked in the comments because I said the girl deserved consequences she got. I'm glad to see the thoughts on this have, for the most part, changed since. 11-year-old is old enough to know right and wrong. Learning from your actions comes from experiencing the consequences. Learning from your actions doesn't deserve a felony. A felony charge is not learning from your actions. A felony charge is like when you're fully aware of what you're doing and you're just a bad person and you do something like Simple as that. That's so far beyond learning from consequences. Also, a reminder, an arrest does not guarantee conviction. I understand. Yes, in the video, she got convicted of a felony. It's literally what the video said. Kids make mistakes, but giving them a slap on the wrist because she is a kid only enables this kind of behavior. No, it doesn't. A kid doesn't even understand what a felony is. An 11-year-old doesn't even comprehend what a felony is. She doesn't. You know what she does comprehend? Losing her phone. Getting yelled at by her parents. Getting embarrassed on the internet. Getting traumatized by cops yelling at her. That's what an 11-year-old remembers. She doesn't remember a fucking felony. They don't even know what that word means. What is that logic? It creates entitled adults. We create entitled adults by bad parenting. We don't create entitled adults by not giving a child a felony. Do you see why I'm losing my mind with these comments? I think YouTube chat is just as bad as the comments. I'm moving back to Twitch. Wait, what happened? We couldn't see in the video because your face cam was covering it, but what time did the cops show up? If 4 hours passed, I don't know. I think she had plenty of time to fix it. Okay, let me put this in perspective. All right, if you're an 11-year-old, because I assume this is what you're talking about. If you're an 11-year-old and like you text the cops, right? You're like, right? And then a cop calls you. What's the first thing that goes through your head? What's the first thing that goes through your head? Oh, yeah, so sorry. Yeah, it was just a joke. I'm so sorry. Yeah, so sorry. No. The first thing that goes through your phone is, oh my God. Oh, what do I do? I don't want to get in trouble. I don't want Dad to find out. Hang up. That's what fucking happens. An 11-year-old doesn't have the logical brain. They do not have a developed... Dude, adults don't even do that. Adults don't even own up to what they do. Why would you think an 11-year-old would? Pig, the crazy shit was farther up in chat. Oh, where? Maybe she should have thought about it. At that age, I was aware enough of consequences to raise my siblings and know that if I did something wrong, something bad would happen. Okay, I don't even need to, like, respond to that. Like, we've already clarified that 1,000 times over. But, moving on. I know plenty of adults that won't take accountability for shit. Yeah. Another 11-year-old got a felony for texting in a fake school shooter. Thank you, Kaylee, for the prime. I mean, if I saw what that was, then I could give a better idea on that. But I mean, I don't even know if I'd give that. I guess it depends on the situation, because a school shooter, I don't know. That's kind of different. A school shooter, that's a little bit different than just what she did. But whatever, we're focusing on this. I feel like we're spending a little bit too much energy in this random 11-year-old situation. No, we're not. We're spending the right amount, because I'm educating people right here. I want people to realize that sometimes in life, things aren't just yes and no, black and white. You got to look at every angle. Okay? They won't understand you, Pig. Dude, I don't care. Like, I genuinely don't give a shit if you agree with me or you don't agree with me. Like, I really don't. I'm just, like, I'm trying to get you guys to understand that maybe someone in chat will be like, you know what? Maybe I should look at this differently. Maybe in life, I should look at this differently. You know? In life in general, maybe instead of like looking at things like, oh, that's this and this is that, maybe I should like read into it and actually research and figure shit out, you know? These people don't want to understand. Well, I mean, yeah, I guess it's true. Yes, mystical Garfield, we all know that you disagree with me. You've made that very clear. You don't have to double down on it. I've seen grown adults get let off for doing worse things. Dude, cops get let off for murder. Like if we go down that route that you just started, if we want to open up that, if we really want to open up that can of worms, the amount of times that cops get away with murder with 0 felony charges, do we want to bring that up? First time when we learned about 911 was when I was a toddler. Second time, my elder sister tricked me into dialing 911 at the phone booth. My dumbass thinking it wouldn't work without money. Oh, yeah. Also would like to comment on the school shooter thing. My brother was around her age when he was sent to an alt school because he was involved in a shooting treat incident. He didn't get a felony. You mean like a prank thing? Okay. The parents should have more control over her phone at that age. That's what I'm saying. Why is no one blaming the parents? Why is not, dude, there is not a single soul that has once in the or maybe in the comments, but from what I've read, not a single person, no one mentioned the parents. Why? Why is everyone mentioning the 11-year-old who has a, like, barely developed brain whatsoever? Like, you know, like she probably, like, she might have not even had her goddamn period yet. She's not even a teenager. She hasn't hit puberty yet. And we're focusing on her and not the people who raise her. Is it really a good idea to block 911 on the child's phone? No, not blocking 911, monitoring her phone. Not blocking, monitoring. Because, like, for example, on my phone, we got Ezra a phone, but he did break his phone. Now he just has a watch. But at literally everything he fucking does on that phone goes to my phone. If he calls 911, I will get an instant notification that something's happening. It's not hard to do. It's not. I think the parents did a good job yelling at the kids, but I don't think an 11-year-old should have a phone. No, I disagree with that. I feel like in today's climate,
power over their children. So people jump to blaming the children instead of the parents.
Sorry, let me read the beginning part. The prevailing culture is that parents are infallible and godly in their knowledge and power over their children. So people jump to blaming the children instead of the parents. Yeah, I really don't know why that happens all the time. It's not hard to take responsibility for your kids' pranks. Yeah, that's another. See, that's one reason why I was also like really pissed off at the dad and the mom. Not once did they like apologize to the cops or like take accountability for it. Like been like, hey, like I should have kept track. I should have paid attention more. I should have been monitoring her phone. Like it's totally on me. Because that, I mean, in my case, I'd do that shit. I mean, I don't really think my son would do that ever. But in my case, like if he ever did that, yeah, I would think it was my fault. If he's 11 years old and he does that shit, I would think it's on me. But that's just how I work. That's just me. Pig, most people who agree with know the comments are a cesspool and don't touch them. Dude, I'm just using this as like a time to just like, you know, rant with chat. So I like doing this sometimes, guys. I like quoting. It's not really debating, but it's more like just riffing. It's entertaining. Thought the parents left her on her own and she started the prank call. Because my parents were always aware of when I was making phone calls at 11. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. All right, let's look at a few more. He's trying to blame the 7-year-old brother is nasty work. I agree with that. Since when do older siblings listen to those younger brats? Never. Yeah, I agree with that. I understand where Pig is coming from here, but it's a little more than a prank if you're claiming there's an armed kidnapper. Even at 11, I knew that's not a Here we go with the even I knew. Yes, everyone knows. It doesn't mean she deserves a felony. I had to disagree this time. This was not just a prank by an 11-year-old. This was an elaborate and thought out. No, it wasn't. She watched the YouTube video. She watched the YouTube video on a prank. She did it. These kinds of 911 pranks do lead to unfortunate endings, like swatting. She doesn't know that. Punishing it at a young age is a good thing. No, it is not. That's the parents' job, not the cops. Children shouldn't have their own smartphones either. Wrong. Parents should just manage their child's smartphone and control what they can and can't do. In today's world, in today's climate, an 11-year-old has every right to have a phone because we live in the time where bad shit happens. We live in the time school shootings happen. We live in the time bad shit happens every fucking day. So if your 11-year-old child gets in a bad situation, you don't want them to have a phone. You don't want them to have something to where they can get an emergency contact. They could call 911. They could call you. They could message you. Like, what if they get picked up by a stranger? What if they're riding their bike and then someone picks them up? What if a school shooting is happening? Like, the list goes on. It is a safety measure. Anyway, I dealt with prepaid flip phone for years, so can they? Oh my God, I hate that. Back in my day, dude, shut the fuck up. You know what's dumb about this shit is those phones don't have fucking GPS. Those phones don't have apps that can track your child's location wherever they are. Those phones don't have apps where your phone can track everything they text, every app they download, everything they look up, the history, everything. Flip phones don't have that. An 11-year-old is old enough to understand that actions have consequences. Children aren't as stupid as you're claiming, and ignorance of the law isn't an excuse. Oh, God, you're so dumb. This entire comment is one of the dumbest shit I've read today, man. Oh, my God. I'm sorry. But, oh, my God. That hurt my brain. Holy shit. Oh my God, bro. Please don't be. I really hope you're not a parent. Only Pig could be shocked at how an elaborate 11-year-old was with her story. What do you mean only? Everyone was shocked. What do you? This doesn't even have to do with my argument. It's just everyone was shocked. Who wasn't? What? Okay. Okay. Yeah, 9 people agree with him. Some of y'all are acting like this is a 5-year-old we're talking about. Literally no one is acting like this is a 5-year-old we're talking about. I was going to watch this video, but then I thought, Pig might watch it, and I watched this. Halfway through, I'm not going to... Okay, first off, halfway through. I'm not going to lie. Does the average 11-year-old not think about consequences? I always did. Okay, an 11-year-old thinks I'm going to get in trouble. God, I don't want to have to keep reiterating this. An 11-year-old's brain go as far as, I do this, bad things happen. That's as simple as it gets. Don't ban. He's entertaining. He's fun. Don't ban. They think if I do thing, bad thing happen. They don't think if I do thing, cops are gonna waste resources. Like there's gonna be 20 cop cars driving around looking for, there's gonna be a helicopter. I'm gonna get in so, they don't think like that. They don't fucking know how police forces work. They just think that, oh, if I do prank, that equal bad. They don't know what bad, they just know bad. But anyway, that's just the same argument. Yeah, same argument. Sorry, Pig, but you're wrong. I'm sorry, you are. Because you're wrong because it's the same argument. When I was 11, I'm pretty sure 11-year-olds know good from bad. I'm pretty sure an 11-year-old knows consequences. It's like, oh my God, bro. Oh. At that age, kids want to push limits without knowing the consequences. Maybe I'm speaking for myself, but I did that a lot. Also, like, okay, honest question. Do you actually remember what it was like to be 11? Like, genuinely. Do you actually remember what your brain was like at 11 and how you thought? Because I don't. I have like kind of an idea, but I don't know. What you have as an adult is something called hindsight. Something you could look back on and be like, well, I didn't do that back then, so I wouldn't have done that. You know? That's because you're old, Pig. Fuck you. But anyway, like, the majority of comments is the main thing. Ignorance doesn't matter when you commit a felony. 11. What? I already don't like the dad. Bro casually admitted he is never going to hold his children accountable just because of their age. Please never have kids? Oh my God, bro. How are they so stupid? How? Oh my God. Oh, Jesus Christ. That's got to be bait. That's bait, right? I mean, he could be a child. His name's Landon. And he's got like a cat picture. He could be a child. Could be a child. I think the only reason the parents didn't know it was happening is because they came home from Pennsylvania. The dad started yard work and the mom took a nap. How would they know? Dude, the child was doing this. Like, this was a whole fucking thing. This was a whole goddamn thing. Also, again, with the whole, you just need like an app to track what your child's doing. As simple as that. But this is literally, like, this was like like they had helicopters. They had, like, they were searching forever. Like, how many hours was this? Like a 3 to 4 hour situation? No. Sorry. No. Also, just raise your child better. There's that too. But, you know.
Metro boom and make it boom.
Thank you so much, Sophie. All right, it was 70 for the gifted sub. I have a 9-year-old, okay? We watched the video together before the oh, let me guess. You asked your 9-year-old if it's bad to call the cops, and they said yes. When it came out, what the 11-year-old did, my kiddo was gagged. I don't know what that means. I didn't have to explain anything to her. She already knew that was fucked up. I get it. She's 11, but even 11, you know, everyone. How, dude, did I not explain myself? Did I really explain myself that poorly in this video? Thank you so much, Galactic Bitch, for the membership. Gagged is like shocked. Okay. I thought that was like aghast, or I don't know. I've never heard was gagged. I've actually never heard that phrase. But, man, was I really that like bad at explaining what I was trying to say? You explain it well, you just don't understand. I mean, I don't know. Maybe they just didn't watch it. Juvie is the least she should be getting. I give the dad props for reacting the way he did and not trying to make... Dude, this is what I'm talking about. I'm begging. Oh, God, I'm begging. Please, just... These people don't need children. Just... Oh, my God. This is what's wrong with parents, man. This is you guys wonder why so many children have trauma. You guys wonder why so many children have horrible fucking childhoods and grow up despising their parents. And then the parents wonder, these kids don't respect me anymore. That's because you don't know how to raise a fucking child. You know nothing. That, like, dude, it is literally the most common thing in the world to have a bad childhood. And this is a prime example of why the majority of these comments don't get it. The heavy, dense majority of these comments don't get it. And you wonder why most children have bad lives, like bad childhoods. They have trauma. They grow up despising their parents. Like, it is the most common thing in the fucking world. And they think, oh, just keep doing the same shit. Just keep treating your child like shit. Don't actually teach them. Don't actually get to know them. Don't actually form a connection with them. Just throw a phone in their face and then just like neglect them and then yell at them whenever they do something bad and don't actually teach them. This is what's fucking wrong, dude. This is the main thing, because most people think like this. Most people do. Most people think that that's a normal way to look at life. Bunch of iPad babies being raised. Yep. Starting to agree with you. Maybe it's because a kid prank called 911, which is unusual for a kid, and that's why people are all for giving her a harsh punishment. Well, see, that's what I'm saying. Therein lies the problem. She did something really, really bad. I agree wholeheartedly. Like, what she did was fucking awful. But the problem with everyone is the punishment. Everyone thinks, like, quote-unquote, tough love, being aggressive, doing things like ruining her life, giving her a felony, things that children literally can't comprehend. You want to know what children do comprehend? Trauma. Trauma. What did this child go through after this happened? Trauma. Okay, let me ask you something. What is the child going to remember out of this? Is she going to remember the felony charge? The felony charge obviously is going to be on her record, so it's always going to be there. But the thing that's going to stick in her mind the rest of her life is getting yelled at by the cop. Having her getting taken away from her parents by these random strangers, getting cuffed as an 11-year-old, put in the back of a car, taken to a random building that she's never seen before, not able to see her parents. That's what she'll remember. She will not give a fuck about a goddamn felony. How come an 11-year-old gets a felony and child murderers get single-digit years? Yeah, that's a whole other conversation. Kids get easily influenced online, and when they see their favorite content creator doing it, they want to be like them. Exactly. That's a whole other thing. This is because people associate scaring their children equals proper discipline. It's why people love spanking. Yeah. Yep, exactly. Like, traumatizing your children is not teaching them. It's not. It really isn't. I mean, honestly, if these parents actually parented their child and talked to their child, this would have never even happened. But that's a whole other conversation. Oh. Is hitting your child in America legal? I'm pretty sure it's still legal, right? Was it capital punish? Is the term capital punishment? I don't know what the term is. There's like a term for it, right? Capital punishment's complete. Is that right? Corporal, not capital. Capital punishment's like the death penalty, right? That's why I was like, wait, that's not right. Yeah, that's the death. Yeah, I was about to say. Wait, yeah. Hold up. Reminds me of how my parents purposely harshly criticize me just so I can grow a thicker skin. Dude, I hate that logic. The whole quote unquote thicker skin logic. No, that doesn't work. In Missouri, it can only be done with the bare hand on the bottom. Otherwise, it constitutes as abuse. Why does... You know what I mean? Like, isn't that so weird? Like, that spanking is the thing that's like, that's not abuse. You could beat the shit out of their ass. But any other spot? No, bad. Clipping? Shut up. No. Don't you dare. My career's on the line. Shut up. No, you. You shut up. It is weird, though. It is. It really is. She did not deserve it. I agree.
What the hell are you talking about?
Jesus fucking Christ, I had to jump over from YouTube. I'm so irritated. Yes, she understands right from wrong, but not the impact. Preteens, teenagers notoriously feel invincible because they're not capable of understanding the weight of the decision. Also, a felony is going to fuck her up in the future. Very well said. I agree. My dad had a plank of wood called the butt whacker, but after he used it on me once, he felt so bad he stopped using it. I was the last child though, so my siblings got it. Yeah. I got it the worst, but that was because I was the boy. My sisters didn't. My little sister got nothing. Older sister, I don't think she really got anything. I mean, I got it the worst because, you know, I'm a man, right? I'm a man. Friend called the cops because his mom beat him, and I was calling him when they came, and they told him he was out of line, and they were beat and turned out fine. I love that logic. Don't you guys love that logic? Well, my parents did it to me. I turned out fine. Thank you, Lily, for the $1. They just have like all this repressed emotion and like deep down, they have like all this like pent up rage inside of them. I turned out just fine. you know, goes out and murders someone because they're trigger happy. I'm completely fine. Did you turn out fine? Yeah, chat. Ask the hole in the wall. Ask my broken fucking hand. I turned out just fine. Right? Ask my broken fucking hand, dude. I turned out great. I can tell. My dad got beat. He's fought and he's just fine. That's why I'm in therapy now. Yeah. Bro, I'm so awkward in public because my parents telling me to be quiet and not touch things went out. Oh yeah, I understand that completely. The whole like, you know, children should be seen, not heard kind of thing. Dude, everyone's like bringing up their whole trauma in chat right now. Haven, thank you so much for $10. When I was a kid, I was told not to cry because you're a big girl. Because of this, I only cry in secret. Parents like these are acting like dictators, expecting kids to grow up fast and conform. Yeah.
Without further interruption, let's celebrate and suck some dick.
Thank you, Kami, for the gifted sub. We're all so fucked. Yeah, we really are. We're trauma bonding right now, guys. I'm by the way, chat, I'm reading some of these. I'm just not reading them out loud because some of them are like kind of, you know, bad. Sorry, not Amy's texting me about stuff. All right. You got games on your phone? Sorting Pokemon cards? Who's your favorite Pokemon? Charmander. At least that's what was my favorite one. I was good. Actually, you know, I think no, it's Kadabra. Kadabra is my favorite. So grateful for my oldest son. He's only 9, but even the parenting teacher admits he's so well behaved and better with his behavior emotions compared to the majority of his kids his age. Dude, it's like even the like some of the shit that Ezra tells me that kids do at his school, like it's just sometimes I'm like, man, I wish I could like talk to his parents or like help those kids because like I know those kids are acting like that because something that's going on at home. Yeah, the one groin kid, yeah. Like that kid, you know there's some shit going on at home. Dude, you guys want to know why I'm taking this whole like 11-year-old and parenting thing so seriously? Like as most of you know, when I was like 3 or 4, my blood related father dipped and wanted like nothing to do with us. There's like loads and loads of shit I could like bring up about how terrible a person he is. But because of that reason, and also the shit that I dealt with growing up, the main thing I wanted to do when I became a father was be as good as I possibly could and give my son the best life I could give him. And that's why I take parenting seriously. That's why I took classes. That's why when I see an 11-year-old doing this shit, I don't think that 11-year-old's bad. I think, what's going on in this 11-year-old's life where she's doing this? What is the parents doing to this 11-year-old where she does something so insane? Like, people need to change their perspective. Like, at the end of the day, like, when you're that young, it's not as simple as you're a bad child. It's just not.
Hey Chad, I think we all need to breathe in Obu past 12, mahout it, and scream it out into the void. Much better. Ooh.
It didn't do the ah. It didn't do the ah. Pig, I'm so glad you're taking this the way you are. I saw the first 30 seconds of Cinnamon Toast Ken cover it, and they immediately made fun and blamed the child. Yeah, everyone said that I'm the only YouTuber who actually, like, quote-unquote, sided with the 11-year-old.
You're a great dad, Pig, going on these reactions and how you are along with Amy. You are amazing and kind and compassionate parents. Everyone deserves parents like you too.
Thank you, Gilmano. I appreciate that. That's why I don't watch him anymore. I don't really know much about him, but like is really no one, like, really? I don't know who anybody else who reacted to it, but like, how is like no one? Like, I don't know. That's like such an easy cop-out thing to do. Dweebus, thank you so much. You never fail to make me smile. Aside from when you make Hawk Tua references. What, you don't like Hawk Tua? Thank you so much for 4 months. Only thing I know about Ken is he voice acted in a Pyro video. Yeah, I don't really know much about him. He made videos with PewDiePie, I think, right? I stopped after he made fun of a woman stealing food for her kids. Man,
Hawk Tua spit on that thing.
That's another thank you, 70. I think that's another nuance thing. Yeah, I think that's why I'm never gonna be like a big streamer or YouTuber. Is I end up having these takes that like are bitch made, are like pussy takes. You know what I mean? And I feel like we live in a world where, like, you know, that shit, most people are like, ugh. Empathy? As Elon Musk famously said, empathy is a curse. Empathy is bad. Empathy is the enemy. You can like a creator and like not like all their takes. Yeah, but it's like, I don't know. We live in a very, like, in the content realm, we live in a very, like, conservatively dominated, entertainment medium when it comes to, like, streamers, YouTubers, and stuff like that. I feel like right-wing kind of takes tend to be the thing, you know? If your take isn't extreme, no one listens, sadly, yeah. Sucks. There are people that have kids but clearly don't want to be parents. They either they're either reckless or have kids and see them like an accessory or a mini me, and don't get me started on the bloodline BS. Oh yeah, there's a whole thing on that. Stop watching him after he said you're selfish for not wanting to have kids. Bro, what? Dude, we stopped talking about him a while ago. People still, bro. I don't know anything about him, so I can't say anything. Big, you sometimes make mistakes, bad takes because you lack certain information, but you always give the most objective answer based on what you know, which is so respectable. I mean, yeah, there are some times where I've said shit and then later on I didn't understand something, or I mean, I'm trying to think of something. What would that be? Chat, help me out. But at least I admit when I'm wrong, at least. Or do I? I'm never wrong, actually. I take that back. I'm always right. Homeless. All right, you know what? Fuck you. Your takes on cats? No! I still stick with that. That cats are better than dogs. Or wait, dogs are better than cats. Hold up. As a cat owner, specific cats are good. I'll say that. Specific cats are good. There's some cats that, like, are so unpredictable. Like, you could raise the cat as best as you can, but certain cats, like, you just, you know, they're too independent. Like, dogs are dependents, right? Like, dogs depend on you. That, like, if you raise them correctly, like, that, no matter what, they'll depend on you. A lot of cats are, like, way too independent. We're like, I don't fucking need you. And it's like, all of a sudden, we'll just be a dick for no reason. But that's just cats, you know? There's nothing wrong with that. Like, I like Mabin. So my outdoor cat, but my indoor cat's so clingy. Like, yeah, like Mabin. Mabin is insanely clingy. Mabin will follow me everywhere. Same with Amy. I mean, mainly Amy. No, you don't. You hate Mabin. I just fuck with them. All right. I just flip them off sometimes. Chat, am I a bad person for flipping off my cat every once in a while? It's like, hey, Mabin, fuck off. Am I a bad person for doing that? I thought you meant Amy follows you around everywhere. No, I follow Amy around everywhere. Well, did he deserve it? Sometimes. Yeah, we're going to watch stuff in a bit.
When they send their cats, they aren't sending their best. They're sending their worst. Some, I assume, are good cats.
Some are good. Some cats are good. I like the fuzzy ones. I like the ones with a lot of hair on them. You know, the really fluffy ones. But the other cats, the short hair cats, they get kind of crazy. They're not very good. Not my cat, though. My cat's the best around. Better than anyone's cat. They're eating the dogs. You have the least favorite dog breed? Or one that you're critical of? There's not a dog breed that I don't like, but it is kind of depressing when it comes to like
Look
bulldogs
at
and
pet pics for the
pugs.
most epic kitter.
Look at pet pics for the most epic kitter. I will in a second. What is it? Bulldogs and I just said it and I forgot. But those dogs, like, their lives are fucking bad because like they can't breathe. Like pugs, yeah, pugs. Like their faces, just because how they're bred, like they just have trouble breathing and have a lot of issues because of that. I don't hate them. I just feel bad for them. Dude, I love pit bulls. Like pit bulls, I'd love to have a pit bull. Those dogs are awesome. I'm just saying I feel bad for them. Oh, bulldogs. I was talking about bulldogs. But pit bulls too. Pit bulls are great. I love pit bulls. I like a pit bull. They're great. I love them. I'd get one if I had the money. Every once in a while, someone still leaves a comment complaining about your take on pit bulls. Dude. Oh my God, dude. People are so stupid. Haven, thanks so much for $2. Purebreds are the Habsburgs of the dog world. Wait, what are Habsburgs? Am I stupid? What are Habsburgs? Maine Coons are the goat? That was a while ago. I think we thought that Maben was a Maine Coon, but he's not.
My partner's pit bull is such a baby and hates being naked, so he's always in pajamas. He's got ducky pajamas.
That's actually hilarious. Habsburgs are a very inbred family. Ah, okay. That makes sense. Am I going to the next Saw Con? If that has to do with the Saw movies, hell no. Next? Why would there be more than one? All right. Let's find some videos to watch. I think we're done. We're done yapping. Piggy, did you really fall for that? Wait, what? What did I miss? He doesn't know? Hold up. Oh, Sokka. Oh. Dude, I actually thought like Saw Khan, like saw. God damn it. I never thought I'd actually get got by that. I never thought I'd get got. I never thought. Chat, did you know that they're passing a bill that makes being trans illegal? Wait. Yeah.
Proposed bill in Austin now threatens to charge transgender people with, quote, gender identity fraud.
Thank you, Anonymous.
If passed, it would become a felony to identify as a gender opposite to what a person was assigned at birth. The bill was filed last week by Republican State Representative Tom Olverson, who represents the Cypress area. State jail felonies are punishable by up to 2 years in jail and a fine of up to $10,000. Trans rights advocates are calling this bill alarming. A proposed bill in Austin.
Bro, we're cooked. First Social Security, then Medicaid, then dismantling the Department of Education. Now it's illegal to be trans. But anyway, let's watch a video. How are they going to know? It's like if you openly state that you are that.
He also said you are the gender you are at conception, which makes everyone a woman.
True. True, actually. Have you seen the new EWU? Like the body cam EWU? Which one? Did I'm Alex respond? Bro, I am not giving that fucker. It does not matter what he says, dude. It does not matter what he says.
If we're all God's children and Jesus was God's only son, then we're all girls anyway.
I'm Alex made a long ass video about the shit he did and tried to say she was just a toxic. Bro, I watched the first 30 seconds and I clicked off. Dude, that bitch does not like the audacity to be like, oh yeah, but she, like, yeah, sure, I did all this fucking disgusting, but she was like, bro, it doesn't fucking matter. It doesn't fucking matter. The videos of you doing those things, there is zero excuse. Thank you, Fruit Loops, for 100 bits. Absolute zero excuse. Dude, I literally didn't even let my wife watch those videos because they're so like triggering. Like, it is genuinely disgusting. Like, I don't give a fuck, dude. I mean, that dude's always been like a narcissistic social climber from the beginning. What did he do? A lot. Haven, thanks for $5. It's funny because the people created this bill to prevent creepers in bathrooms, yet use creeper methods to check everyone, especially the kids. Dude, they were even trying to pass something where you, like you would literally have to get your genitals checked at school to do sports. Like, what? Like, the irony is just insane. That's unconstitutional? Well, I mean, we've already established, or Trump's already established, that the Constitution is unconstitutional. It's a genuine thing that they're saying. That was Oklahoma. That makes sense, yeah. They're getting rid of the Head Start program. So
this is why I'm scared to ever have kids. This world is fucked.
Dude, my sister was messaging me the other day telling me that she was thinking about having kids. She doesn't want kids anymore. And I'm like, I understand. I understand. All right, we could watch dead body video. Scary, looks like Ferris wheel accident video. Body cam. Newest Explore With Us is crazy. I've watched both. Unless you're talking about the mom, or wait, Cops Make Horror, the woman's soup pot video. A lot of people said the woman's soup pot video wasn't good. Not the interrogation. The interrogation is an hour and 20 minutes. I did not realize that. Yeah, we've already talked about the Ghost Adventure guy whose wife tried to kill him. All right, everyone's saying dead body. We'll do dead body. Chat loves dead bodies. Right, guys? We could do Ferris wheel next, but chat was really adamant about the dead body. Here, before we start, here's a picture of Mabin. It's a picture of my cat. Thank you, Nico, for the gifted sub. Before we start, you know, get a little bit of positive vibes up in here. Some cute cat picture. All right, everyone's happy. Everyone feeling good. All right. Get ready to be depressed. Get ready for depression now. Okay.
All right, here's the deal. You're being charged for murder. I never put my hands on you again.
This is 37-year-old Nicole Woodard. Just 48 hours ago, police discovered her husband, Daniel Rayburn, brutally beaten and deceased in the yard of his own home.
Neighbors said that they heard some subjects arguing and possibly one gunshot last night.
At first, detectives believed this tragedy was the result of a robbery, but they would be horribly wrong. As the weeks-long investigation began, detectives would uncover...
Chat, is the video loud or is it just me?
A toxic relationship and a twisted conspiracy with Nicole at the very center of it all.
Kind of loud? Okay.
Whose DNA is going to be on that gun? Now's the time you need to tell me because there's not going to be another opportunity.
All right, thank you.
On July 4th, officers in Dublin, Georgia received a disturbing call. A passing motorcyclist reported seeing a motionless body on the front lawn of a nearby house and urgently requested a welfare check. When first responders arrived at the scene, it quickly became clear the man was already beyond saving.
How y'all doing?
The blood come across his arm right there. He's laying like somebody, he was attacked or...
I guess I don't need subtitles.
As first responders took a closer look, the disturbing condition of the man's body became clear. His skin was covered in bruises, insects crawled across his face, and most troubling, a gunshot wound was clearly visible at the back of his head.
Jeez.
Even more telling was the stiffness of his body, clearly indicating he'd been dead for several hours. To the officers on scene, one thing was immediately clear. This was
All right, pause. Dog picture. Dog picture. Cute Jack being cute picture real quick. All right. Back to depression.
Homicide, and they needed to figure out who this man was and why he was so brutally killed. Luckily, it wouldn't take long before officers began uncovering crucial details.
Do we even know his? We don't know his name, do we?
Yeah, we ran it. That's as far as that.
Okay.
We haven't positively identified him.
26 radio. Off that 28 that was ran at this location. Who would come back to?
26 that come back to a Daniel Rayburn. That one, it has Eagles Football Park address.
The victim was quickly identified as Daniel Rayburn, a 40-year-old father and the homeowner himself. With this in mind, officers would approach Daniel's neighbors, who would reveal information that would prove crucial to solving this case later on.
26 radio 09.
He was a dad,
I'm so
yeah.
sorry.
I mean, it's they all are. Like literally every time we watch a video of someone like a couple, like someone brutally murders the significant other. It's like, and they also had 20 children, and they were all terribly malnourished. You know, it's just.
Have y'all been home all day?
All day.
Been to the grocery store. Have y'all heard anything over there? No.
Like today?
Does he live by himself, or do you know?
A lady lives there. Lady lives there.
There's a man deceased in her yard.
In the yard?
Yeah, he's dead right there.
In her yard?
Yeah.
Oh, my
Is he black?
Daughter said she heard somebody arguing
Last night.
Last night.
Oh,
Said, who you calling?
the orange drink looks good. It's called beer,
She said, Mama, it wasn't firecrackers. She said it was a gun.
right?
Come here.
Is that beer? Yeah, I think it's beer.
Oh, talking about right here near the front.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
So,
Not gonna lie, I thought it was orange juice at
Man,
first.
she can't, that's the same
She
lady
asked
that
for some
came.
portions. Her name is Nicole.
I thought it was fizzy. You've never had beer, have you?
Nicole,
Yeah.
is she younger, older, or?
She's younger than us, so I'm 43.
Orange
so she
beer?
might be in her early 30s.
Y'all never heard of
Early to
Blue
mid-30s.
Moon? Blue Moon's great.
Some
Shit, I'm gonna get
passerbys
Blue
come
Moon
by.
after
He's
this
been there
stream.
for a while.
Friday!
Later,
Friday!
Heard some arguments over here, and about 1 a.m. heard one shot. There's supposed to be a female that resides here by the name of Nicole. White female.
You know-
To see if she's inside.
Yes. We'll knock on the door and then see if it's unlocked. We can stick and we do a welfare check.
Officers didn't know who Nicole was yet, but she would become a very familiar figure over the coming days.
Blue Moon isn't orange. Yes, it is. It literally has an orange tint. You're talking to someone who's colorblind. I think I would know my colors, okay?
Without wasting any time, officers moved to search Daniel's home, and what they would find inside would soon blow the case wide open. But before we continue, it's worth noting that situations like these can be extremely distressing, not only for those directly involved, but also for anyone following along at home, just like you. If you've ever
No! Mental health break, chat. You know what's coming. Oh no, we all know what's coming. Oh God. No. Did someone say that better helps better now, but I don't know.
Therapy. With that said, let's get back to the investigation. Officers were about to search Daniel's home, aware there could be another victim or even someone dangerous hiding inside.
Says the door locked. Unlocked.
All units radio is 10-3.
Police department.
Police department.
Police department. Alright, so female's gone. You got a female?
I was about to say, if she was like still chilling inside after that, that'd be crazy.
All we know is it's a
She's still chilling inside. They find her. It's like, oh, what's going on? Oh yeah, your boyfriend or husband's dead outside. What? What? No. I was wondering where he went.
white female by the name of Nicole. Yes. Right here. Nicole Woodard.
Fortunately for officers, the house turned out to be empty, with no visible signs of violence or struggle inside. However, they did uncover one crucial clue, a letter revealing Nicole's full identity. Brenda Lee Nicole Woodard.
Damn,
Daniel's
she's
wife.
a looker.
This discovery immediately opened up
I didn't think she'd be a model.
new leads for investigators, but officers were about to catch another clue. One of the paramedics on the scene would recall encountering a woman with the exact same name just hours earlier.
What y'all know about it?
I don't think the neighbors saying that they heard subjects arguing last night and
Low blow pig? Bro, I don't give a fuck. She killed someone. She's definitely sits on the porch with a cigarette. She definitely sounds like this. Yeah, I killed my husband. What of it? What do you care? Ah, I killed my husband. He was a dick anyway. Yeah.
Okay. One gunshot.
Has he lived here? Or?
Yeah, they said it's supposed to be a white female staying with him. First name by Nicole. We went in and cleared it. Nobody ain't in there, but it's a letter in there with her name on a piece of paper with Nicole Wood on it.
That name, we just picked up a person at Applebee's with the same name, 37 years old.
Had a seizure.
God damn.
According to
That's
the
a thick-ass accent.
paramedic, 37-year-old Brandalee Nicole Woodard had been working at a nearby Applebee's when she...
Wait, how old?
According to the paramedic, 37-year-old Brandalee...
37. Okay. I thought they said 33, and I'm like, there's no way I'm close to her in age. All right.
Nicole Woodard had been working at a nearby Applebee's when she suffered a seizure and was rushed to the ER.
I mean,
earlier that
I'm
day.
only
To
21,
detectives,
but
this timing felt a little too convenient.
yeah, that's pretty close to 33.
Nicole's medical emergency occurred just hours after Daniel's brutal murder, potentially giving her an alibi to distance herself from the crime. If this was, in fact, Nicole's plan, it wouldn't work out very well. Officers were now able to easily locate her at the hospital and question her regarding the actions leading up to Daniel's death. Since her injuries were minor, she was quickly transferred to the station for questioning.
Did he have any friends that came over to visit?
Once in a blue moon,
Dude, these accents don't even sound real because they're like so thick. Pig, aren't you 21? Yes. Once in a blue moon.
For an hangout.
She said blue moon. She said blue moon. Oh shit. God damn.
Tim and Sylvia, but we hadn't seen them in a couple of months.
Other than that, you can't tell me anything else that you might know. I mean, because he was out in the yard when he was found in the yard this afternoon. Before he called.
That's some shiny ass hair.
He was found out in the yard.
Nobody called me.
It's like a reflection.
The officer showed up at the hospital while I was at the hospital.
Well, I'm saying you got in contact with you at the hospital.
Oh.
Okay. So other than that, you hadn't seen him none before that.
I hadn't seen him at all today.
Even though Nicole insisted she had no idea what happened to Daniel that night, her demeanor told the detective a different story. Her shaky voice and uneven answers indicated extreme nervousness. She seemed on edge, uncomfortable, and far from natural. These subtle cues could mean one of two things. Either Nicole was genuinely shocked to learn that Daniel was killed, or she was hiding something.
Sorry, I'm trying to react.
This detective strongly suspected the latter and intended to find out exactly what Nicole was holding back.
And you don't know anybody that might have been
not hard enough?
Or was giving him problems, anything like that? No, how was he on the job? I mean, he had problems on the job, anything like that? That you know of? I mean, we don't know if anybody actually done anything to him, or whether he might have just fell and passed out or whatever. That's why I asked you, how much did he drink last night?
I don't know.
Well, you said you drank a bottle.
Bro forgot to turn off emoting. Bro, I only have a few emotes, chat. I could do the Orange Justice emote.
I was drinking last night.
What was he drinking?
He was drinking beer, sir.
Blue Moon?
Has he ever drunk alcohol to the point where he would fall out?
Yes, I told you. But he hadn't drank like that since. I mean, he might drink 2 or 3.
Well, if that's all, if that's it, no more. Is there anything that you can tell him?
According to Nicole, she and Daniel had been drinking the night before when a verbal argument escalated into a physical altercation. However, she still insisted that he was alive and well when she left. Ultimately, detectives weren't able to get any useful information from Nicole and had no choice but to let her go. However, unbeknownst...
I need her hair routine. Dude, that means your hair... Like, look at mine. Mine's shiny. You want to know why my hair's shiny? It's greasy. It's greasy.
To Nicole, this was only the beginning of a very long week.
It's called greasy.
Back at the crime scene, officers continued collecting evidence to determine who had been at the home at around 1 a.m. Now, with a search warrant in...
Pig makes me feel less insecure about my widow's peak. All right, what the fuck does that mean? First of all, why would you even feel insecure about a widow's peak? Okay. Second of all, are you implying that my widow's peak is like worse than yours or some shit? Like, wow, if he's has confidence to actually be in public with that widow's peak, then I'm completely fine. What are you trying to say? I have a great widow's peak. It's great. It's fine.
In hand, officers moved into Daniel's home, hoping it would hold the evidence they desperately needed.
Go ahead and lock this door back.
I look cool. I look like an anime character. Anime characters are cool, right?
Looks like she cleared her stuff out.
Yeah, that's why I ain't seen no female stuff in there.
They got listed leggings. It's got listed as.
But either way,
shorts and capris, leggings, comfort fits.
Comfort fits.
Like I said, the place ain't tore, ain't no blood nowhere, except out there.
Unfortunately for officers, no evidence was found inside the home. With that in mind, officers expanded their search to the property outside, and that's when they...
What's a Capri? It's like one of those like little drinks that you like get those straws, and then like you try to rip off the straw, and then sometimes you accidentally bend the straw when you rip it off, and then you kind of fiddle with it for a while because for some weird reason the glue's like way too hard. Like what? I don't understand why the glue on the Capri Sun is always like really hard. But like when you rip it off, sometimes you bend it, right? And then you get the straw off, right? And then you do that thing where you like slam it, on the thing to open it. And sometimes it just like bend some more, which is so stupid, right? Anyway, you get out of the wrapper, and after bending it twice, you then try to stab it into the pouch. And then you miss a few times, right? And then you keep trying to get into the hole, and it won't get in the hole. No matter how hard you shove it in the hole, it won't get in there. And then you keep shimmying. You keep shimmying. It's like, okay, fuck this shit. You go over, you get like a toothpick or something like that, and then you stab it in there first, and then you try to suck out the juice, but there's holes in the straw. There's holes in the straw now, so you can't even suck it because you're only getting little bit at a time because there's holes in the straw. Terrible design.
They made a critical discovery.
Hey, cool. Is that a piece of dread?
Yeah, taken out earlier.
Piece of dread? Like dreadlocks?
A severed dreadlock was found just feet away from where Daniel was killed. The hair clearly didn't match Daniel or Nicole's hair type, confirming that someone else besides Nicole was present that night. Detectives now needed to identify who this unknown person was and figure out if Nicole might know who he is. But while detectives were finishing up their search at Daniel's home, his family arrived at the scene and officers had to break the tragic news.
Hello. How's it going? Right. Can I help y'all with something?
Yeah, this is my son.
Hey, Mr. How's it going? Go. Doing all right?
Yeah, I remember you, but I can't remember your name right now.
Matthew Allred. We had pacifier see somebody laying down, and they called me out here, and that's when I seen him. Was he married or anything?
He was living with a woman.
What was that woman's name?
Nicole Water.
What to call Poison Beach. Excuse me.
Although the family's comments about
Daddy knows something. If Daddy's calling her a poison bitch, then he probably has an idea of he probably thinks it was her, honestly.
Nicole were somewhat vague, one thing became clear. Daniel and Nicole likely had a deeply troubled relationship, but suspicions alone weren't enough, and officers needed solid evidence if they were going to identify Daniel's killer. Before wrapping up for the day, investigators would review surveillance footage from the neighbors across the street and spotted Nicole leaving in her dad's car earlier that morning. Additionally, when police analyzed Nicole's phone records, they discovered that she had placed a call shortly before Daniel's murder. With suspicions now firmly centered on Nicole, investigators began questioning her acquaintances to find out what they knew about her troubled, deteriorating relationship with Daniel and potential involvement in his death. That's when they first heard the name Misty Edge, a friend of Nicole's who
That is an unfortunate name.
Who, as it turned out, had received a visit from her just hours after the murder.
that is an unfortunate name.
They ain't gonna bite, are they?
No, they ain't
Get 'em
gonna
up.
bite. I told John and them to come around. Hang on just a second.
How are you?
I'm good.
This is Misty Edge. Nicole.
Is she okay? She's like heavy breathing in her. Am I wrong? And like she's being weird.
This is Misty Edge.
Like, is she on something?
Nicole's friend and co-worker. She reached out to police, claiming Nicole had shown up at her house early the previous morning, acting strangely and carrying several bags. When detectives arrived at Misty's house, they never expected the shocking details she was about to share.
Okay, well, she messaged me the other night. Was the ring still available? And I said, yeah, that he had been beaten on her and stuff. She called me around 5.
What? I looked away at my chat for 1 second, didn't see the subtitles. I had no clue what came out of her mouth.
5 o'clock that morning, she said she was very confused, that she didn't know what was going on, that front door was open, that his...
Dude, and Americans complain that they can't understand the accents of foreigners? Bro, what?
door was still crunked, everything.
The front door was open?
Yeah. We come back and she felt she was still drunk. She fell asleep on the couch. And I really feel like she was coming off of something. You ain't just gonna sit here and make yourself shake for no reason.
Right.
I really feel like she was trying to hide something from me.
This description of Nicole's demeanor sounded eerily familiar to how she behaved in the interview room earlier. According to Misty, Nicole was visibly shaking, nervous, and clearly on edge.
That's how it feels when your Midwestern comes out? Okay, I do not sound like that. All right.
As if she was hiding something. Whatever Nicole had seen or knew clearly made her unstable, possibly explaining her sudden seizure and fainting earlier that day. But what detectives quickly realized was that Misty herself knew far more than she initially let on. And for reasons of her own, she decided to drop the biggest bombshell yet.
Let me ask you this. When did she tell you about Daniel?
She told me that she had made a phone call.
Oh! Oh! What? Wait, that wasn't the bombshell.
Get rid of that.
Oh! 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 That's pretty good. That's a pretty good reaction.
She also said she wants him dead, but then she don't want him dead. She walks through my front door and was like, Misty, hit me my eye.
Patriotic
I said,
Dreams
what?
for the Prime.
Hit me in my eye. I said, no, I'm not doing that. Because that's not me. I don't have nothing. I have no record. No, I've been good my whole life. So no, that's not me. She said she needs an alibi.
Detectives now had a testimony supporting their suspicions that Nicole was at the house around the time Daniel was killed. Even worse, Nicole supposedly made some phone calls to, quote, take Daniel out.
Yeah, I assume she's not the one who killed him, though.
Not only had she likely witnessed the murder, but she may have even coordinated it. It was
some premature reactionation. All right, that's a good one. That's a good one. I'll give you that.
It's time to find Nicole. This time, there would be no walking away.
How are you?
The next day, investigators set up a meeting with Nicole at her sister's house, prepared to see just how much her story would hold up under pressure. The goal was to pressure her into revealing the names of the people she called that night and what exactly she had told them.
All right, here's the deal. You know why we're here?
Yes, ma'am. Then, unfortunately, what are we here about? Daniel and him not being here anymore. And y'all suspect because of the fact that me and him have been fussing and fighting and stuff so much lately that I may have had something to do with it, and I swear I don't. I mean, I've told him at times, yeah, you're gonna keep on beat your ass or some shit like that, but I swear I've never put my hands on him. The furthest I've done is I pushed him backwards. I've never put my hands on him, and I never would. He's the one that beat the crap out of me back in November. I was in wings.
Although detectives hadn't openly accused Nicole of anything yet, she immediately began defending herself, almost as if she knew suspicion would inevitably fall on her. Her husband had just been brutally murdered, yet Nicole seemed less concerned with helping the investigation and more focused on clearing her name.
Has anything been physical since then?
No. I mean, we screamed and hollered at each other a little bit and sent some nasty messages back and forth. The thing with us, I mean, if we were not gurring at each other, there was something wrong.
As
we
were not gurring at each other.
We were not gurring at each other.
There was something wrong.
As Nicole painted a harrowing picture of domestic abuse, her explanation seemed carefully chosen to cast Daniel in a negative light, almost as if she had hoped investigators would see her as the victim. And while parts of her story may indeed be true, detectives sensed that she was subtly deflecting blame and possibly laying the groundwork for a future legal defense. But investigators would see right through this tactic, and it only made them push harder to uncover what Nicole was really hiding.
Brady, how did he die? You just said, we fussing and fighting. I don't know. But you just said just a second ago, you know, while we're here, you think we...
God, everyone has like the thickest accent. God damn.
I've been told 3 different things. I've been told he may have had a heart attack in the yard. I've been told he was beat up. And I've been told that they don't know what the hell happened, just that he was found in the yard. Why do we know more? I don't.
Listen to me. Listen to me. It's always better. And I know you talked to the detective the other day. It's true. But things have changed. And we know some stuff that you did. We need you to come forward and tell the truth.
Oh, I mean, I've called and talked to people and stuff. And I've told them at times, I love him. I hate him. Get me out of here. Stuff like that, but I've never heard.
Thank you, Captain Corn Cob, for the membership.
Put my hands on him.
Listen to me. Look at me. Look at me. Like Sergeant Rose just told you, we know more. We want to hear your side.
And I'm telling y'all, I didn't
I did not touch him. I did not go. Hell, I did not. You know who did. And it's time for you to tell us who did this to him.
The stress was clearly getting to Nicole. Detectives made it obvious they knew she wasn't telling them everything, and the pressure was starting to show. Visibly nervous and beginning...
Dude, she's like folding under zero pressure right now. Not gonna lie.
To break, Nicole was about to give detectives exactly what they came here for.
I suspect that my foster brother may have had some, or adopted brother may have had something to do with it, because I did call them and I did ask them for help to get me out of there.
Why do you suspect that he had something to do with it?
Because they've all said before if he kept on hurting me, they were going to do something. And the last time that we had a fight, they come up, he bitched him out, and that was it.
Brandon, we know that you have made a phone call to somebody.
I called Tops, which is Hewlett Reed, and I asked him if he would come over and calm me down and stuff. And I called Andrew and Tom and told them to come over and find out what was going on. And Andrew and Tom said they couldn't get there anytime soon.
Why were you wanting them to come over there?
So you're saying that you just asked for quote unquote help, and they're like, yeah, you know what? We'll just kill him. Bug it.
Or you want them to take care of?
That checks out.
Him, not like that. I swear, nothing like that.
That's what you just said.
I wanted them to calm him down.
Yeah, sure.
Not like that.
I didn't want them to hurt. No, I did not.
All right. So what?
I did not.
Listen, there was camera footage across the street, so let's talk about it, okay?
Good liar.
I never saw anything happen. I heard him out there fussing and stuff, and then they left.
Listen to me.
Everybody really be fussing around here. Dude, fussing must be some serious shit if people die from it.
You know more about what happened.
I have my suspicions, but I don't want to accuse anybody of anything.
You know more about what happened. Now, you give us the runaround already.
No.
You have.
Chat, there better not be any fussing in chat, all right?
That points fingers at you. That raises red flags with you.
Nicole would finally loosen up a bit, giving detectives a couple of names. But that alone wasn't enough. Detectives still needed to find out who actually pulled the trigger.
What did you see and what did you hear?
I heard shouting, and I've heard all the fireworks and all that shit. That is all I've heard.
Fireworks?
What kind of shouting?
You call something in order to...
Is she trying to play off that she thought the gunshot was a firework?
Something on that phone.
What did I order? Because I haven't ordered anything.
Why do you think the guys would have come over?
I'm gonna fuss. You guys better watch out. You about to make me fuss, and you don't want to see me when I fuss.
Because
I'm gonna start fussing.
To me again. I mean, I just told him, I said, y'all just get him to stop. Y'all, I can't take it anymore. Y'all can get me. Y'all just get me out of here.
Don't you want justice for him?
Yes, that's why I'm telling you.
He was left laying in the yard.
This is why I'm telling you. I'm
It's
giving you the
fussing
names that I
time.
have.
Do I need a lawyer?
Despite Nicole bringing up her
I'm
right
about
to
to
legal
fuss.
counsel, detectives weren't ready to give up yet and moved in closer.
Oh Lord, I'm about to fuss.
Physically encircling her and increasing the pressure. And it's a good thing they did, because Nicole was seconds away from finally breaking down and confessing.
I called them and
Oh
told them
my
to come
God.
to his ass. I was
Oh my God, I'm about to fuss.
fucking tired.
Okay, I need to stop.
Bullshit. But I didn't think that they would do it. They've never done it before. And then I was scared. And I didn't know that he was dead. I swear to God, I did not know that he was fucking dead. I did not. I thought that maybe they just fucking rubbed him up on the...
Breathe.
Yeah, like bro, you asked for them to fuss him, all right? Don't try to like tiptoe your way around what really happened. You asked directly. All right, I need you two to fuss all over him. All right.
He just rubbed him up a little bit and he'd come in a little while. That's why I fucking stayed in the house. I figured he would come in and he'd be like, yeah, your brother fucking beat my ass. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to lie, but I was scared. And they had already told me before that if they beat him up, they got told on I was in trouble. But like I said, they never did it before, and I've told him multiple times, y'all just gonna beat his ass. I'm fucking tired of it. And nobody...
Is fussing a misdemeanor or a felony? It depends on how much you fuss, I guess.
Ever did. The only thing that's ever happened was I ended up calling the cops.
Did you go out and check on him and make sure he was all right?
No, I did not.
Did you see him out in the yard?
I did not.
You're almost there. You got about 10-15% that you're not telling us of what happened after the fact.
No, I don't.
You got one or two more.
I promise I don't. None that I know of.
Just sit there and think about it.
Even if parts of Nicole's story
Hey, Pig, if an 11-year-old fusses, should they get a felony? I don't know.
Were true, her overwhelming emotional reaction seemed driven more
got
by
me
panic
there.
and fear than genuine sorrow. And by now, detectives had everything they needed to move forward, and Nicole would be arrested and taken to prison. While officers had enough evidence for an arrest and were nearly certain of Brandalee's involvement in the murder, whether she had actually wanted Daniel dead remained unclear. To solve this, detectives now turned their attention to Thomas Harper and Andrew Huber, the two men Nicole claimed carried out the attack. Fortunately, locating them didn't take long, and due to their high likelihood of involvement, both men would be arrested immediately and questioned the very next day. During their arrest, police discovered a piece of clothing with bloodstains at Andrew Huber's residence. After running a DNA test, this would prove to be Daniel's blood, confirming that Andrew was present that night.
Oh my God! What is that hair? That is genuinely the worst hair I've ever seen in my life. How do you even get it to look that bad? Like how, like actually, how do you get it to look that bad? Bad. Pig in 2 years? I look nothing like this. Shut the fuck up, all right?
And he would be charged with murder. Still, there was one person left, and a final nail in the coffin for Nicole, her adopted brother, Thomas Harper. During his arrest, officers discovered a handgun along with 4 spent casings directly matching the bullet fired into Daniel's head. On top of that, the dreadlock found at the crime scene would turn out to be a direct match to Thomas himself. Neither Andrew nor Thomas ever claimed Nicole was outside during the fight. However, police could confirm that Nicole had seen Daniel leave and heard gunshots, yet she never checked on him and never called 911. Instead, she simply walked away, choosing to protect Andrew and Thomas. This, paired with Misty's disturbing witness statement and the phone logs confirming the timeline, was more than enough evidence for police. Nicole may not have pulled the trigger herself, but she set it all into motion, and because of her actions, Daniel was killed. In the end, justice caught up with all 3. Andrew Huber was convicted of felony murder.
Another classic case of just break up. Just break up. It's really not that hard.
Murder and sentenced to life in prison without the possibility of parole. Nicole and Thomas Harper both pleaded guilty to voluntary manslaughter, likely receiving sentences ranging anywhere from 10 to 20 years in prison for their roles in Daniel's brutal death.
God, why is it so common? Bro, I don't know. There's probably scientific studies need to be done on that shit. Because it is one of the most common things in the world is people murdering their significant other because they don't want to break up with them. God. Oh, man, I hate this relationship so much. I don't want to be with you. I don't know. I guess I'll kill you. I don't know. I'm scared. What do? I guess I just shoot you in the head. I don't know. Like, it's so stupid. It's probably emotionally driven. So, like, doesn't fucking matter. Except science research is being defunded in America. Bro, everything that is of use to us is getting defunded. Dude, college education is going to be like a thing of the past. Because, like, getting a scholarship and stuff and, like, grants and stuff, like, oof. It was a good neck pop. Fuck you. Fuck you. Not funny. Not funny. Thank you, Muscle Bear, for the $5. American education already sucked too. Oh yeah. What are we in education? We're like really far behind everyone. Oh, there's not just like a basic like oh, it's too much reading. It's too much reading. I don't got time. Ain't got time for reading. Too much reading pretty much sums it up. Well, I mean, I'm not going to read it right now, bruh. Strimming. I'm strimming.
This is the large.
Wrong
You're
one.
not funny, pig. So you know what I'm going to crush your head in between my big, thick, muscular thighs?
Damn.
Yeah, the sound of your tiny head being crushed between my big, meaty thighs, Skibidi.
Thank you, Omni-Man. Nice. Nice. All right, let's watch this. Wait. No, wrong one. Wrong video. There you go. It's another fascinating horror video. 6 minutes early, 7 dead. The Hamburg Dom Skylab disaster. That's to do with the Ferris wheel. You guys like amusement parks?
On the
or
13th
actually carnival rides. Dude, carnival rides are by far like the most sketchy shit ever. I don't know if this is carnival, but like
of August 1981, 23-year-old Vincenzo Maniscalco wandered the Hamburg Dome Summer Market and Fun Fair looking for something to pass the time until his wife finished work.
It is like a carnival-esque thing.
One fairground ride in particular
caught his fairground. That's the word for it.
The Skylab. The ride attendants were addressing the crowd, shouting that they were about to begin the last ride of the night. Without a second thought, Vincenzo purchased
Is this a Ferris wheel or is this like spinny spin?
Ticket. He did it anticipating only
okay.
that it would be a way to pass a few minutes while he waited.
Wait, it's a Ferris wheel where you go upside down? I don't like that at all. I don't like that at all.
That this ride would end up changing his life and the lives of dozens of other people at the Dome that evening, forever. As early as the 1300s, a winter festival was held in the city of Hamburg in Germany. Each year, dozens of traders would set up market stalls and entertainments in St. Mary's Cathedral in the city. The building would provide them with shelter and allow them to go on trading through harsh winters. By the time the cathedral was eventually demolished in the early 1800s, the fairs had become so popular that they simply had to continue. For several years, merchants tried out different locations around Hamburg, before settling on a permanent
We made so many cool buildings back then. Why are all our buildings now suck?
home, the large open space of Heiligengeistfeld Public Square. Despite this new location, the fair retained the name it had always had, a name which referenced the cathedral that no longer existed, Hamburg Dome,
'Cause money?
which
Well, yeah.
translates to Hamburg Cathedral.
Old equals good, new equals bad. No.
Tourists who might visit expecting to see a grand ancient stone building may be confused to find instead only a busy market in a public square surrounded by several municipal buildings. The most cathedral-like structure is an old flak tower that was installed during World War II. 3 times a year,
It's a
however,
flak tower.
Heiligengeistfeld comes to life with one of the largest seasonal markets in the north of Germany. At each
It
event,
kind of concerns me what that was used for.
you'll find not just traders and food vendors, but multiple bars,
Hamburger
ice skating,
Dom!
games, and live music.
Dude, I want to
By
get
the
domed by a
1980s,
hamburger.
a travelling fun fair was a regular part of this long-running market. The fair included several rides, from simple family-friendly carousels to more intense roller
The defensive fort thing? Okay. I was worried it was something else.
coasters and drop towers. The rides were collected in one area of the market, but were managed by different operators. One of these operators was Norbert Witt.
Norbert!
At 26 years old, he had been
Norbert!
raised in a family of entertainers and had spent his life around travelling fun fairs. Even at a young age, he had developed a reputation as an enthusiastic and ambitious showman. He and several employees were overseeing the running of one of the most thrilling rides available that night, the Catapult, a short looping roller coaster with rapid acceleration that would launch guests from 0 to 80 miles or 128 kilometers per hour in just 4 seconds.
What even is that, British people? Not. It's 0. It's called 0. Not naught. God. They don't even know numbers, dude.
However, during the day there had been some technical problems with this star attraction. The gearbox was malfunctioning.
Thank you,
Norbert
Cheesy.
waited until the fun
for your
fair
gift
was
sub.
beginning to close down and then went to fetch a truck-mounted telescopic crane. He drove this into position behind the catapult, extended the arm,
thank God
and,
British
with the
people
help
aren't
of his
real.
employees, lifted the gearbox out of position and deposited it on the ground for maintenance. He then left the crane.
Brother, we just heard what accents come out of the U.S. Dude, I'm equally making fun of everyone's accent, all right?
He would need to use it again to return the gearbox to the ride and saw no reason to retract the arm. It remained at full extension, sticking up at an angle almost 3 stories into the air. Meanwhile,
Everyone's
next door to the
catching
catapult,
strays.
staff managing the Skylab ride were preparing for the final run of the evening. The Skylab was a type of ride that is more commonly known as the Enterprise. It consists of a number of cages dangling from the perimeter of
Be careful, Pig. If you piss a British person off, they'll bring up school shootings as a gotcha. I mean, yeah, you got me. Yeah.
a wheel. When the ride begins, the wheel rotates, picking up speed until the gondolas are almost horizontal to the ground below. A hydraulic arm then raises the wheel until the gondolas are flying along a nearly vertical circular path. These rides often feature...
Okay, so it's not necessarily a Ferris wheel. It's just... Okay.
very little by way of restraints, as the gondolas are enclosed. It is impossible to fall out during normal operation, and in any event, the forces which act on the riders usually keep them pressed back securely into their seats.
So it's like the equivalent of the spinny ride when you have your back against the wall and like it spins really fast so the gravity holds you there, but instead you actually go at a 90-degree angle.
As midnight approached,
Fuck that,
Skylab
dude.
ride attendants loaded guests into
I hate
each of the
that.
gondolas and secured the doors. Most gondolas contained one guest each, but in some cases, couples or parents with children chose to
I
ride
swear to God, if
together.
people get launched out
Once
of this
the ride
thing...
was full, staff began its cycle. The first part of the ride went smoothly. The gondolas picked up speed and the hydraulic arm began to rise. Nobody at this stage had noticed that the head of Norbert's telescopic crane was dangerously close to the path of the Skylab.
Oh!
As the angle of the hydraulic arm increased.
Okay. Now I see what's going to happen. Haven, thank you so much for $5. Germany once had a spinning plane theme ride that has a very controversial design. Uh-oh.
The gondolas flew closer and closer to the abandoned crane.
Oh,
the impact,
no.
when it happened, caused the whole ride to shake and rattle. Abruptly, screams of exhilaration became screams of pain and terror. One after another, the gondolas smashed into the arm of the crane, which ripped easily through the lower parts of the gondolas.
Oh my, like, dude, imagine, like, because you would see that. Like, you, on the ride, you would, like, see it getting closer and closer. Oh my God.
Several cases, this impact alone was enough to cause horrific injury to the guests within, but it also opened up several gondolas. With the floor ripped away by the crane, guests were thrown from the ride, tumbling down to the concrete below. The Skylab was brought to an emergency stop just moments after the collision, but the damage had already been done. The ground below was strewn with the twisted remains of several gondolas, and the bodies of the guests who had fallen from them. In total, 7 people died as a result of the accident, and a further 16 people were injured, some seriously. Police attended and closed down the funfair.
Oh my God.
It was clearly apparent that the mobile crane had caused the accident, and Norbert Witt, the last person to operate it, was arrested, questioned, and eventually put on trial. Among the witnesses who gave evidence at this trial were several people who had survived the disaster. One of them was 23-year-old Vincenzo Maniscalco,
Damn.
who escaped with only minor injuries. Vincenzo had not originally intended to ride the Skylab. Instead, he had come to the dome to pick up his wife, who was working on one of the concession stands. While he waited for her to finish work, he wandered around the fairground and looked over some market stalls. The staff of the Skylab caught his attention by shouting that they were about to run the ride for the last time that day. On a whim, Vincenzo paid 2.5 marks for a ticket and climbed on board.
What are marks? Is that German currency?
When the collision with the crane took place, Vincenzo's gondola was almost completely destroyed, with most of the lowermost part of it ripped away by the impact. Vincenzo survived by bracing himself against the bars on either side and drawing his legs up towards his body. He later said that he believed if he had not done so, he would have lost his legs in the disaster.
Oof.
The whole experience was terrifying and traumatizing, but Vincenzo nonetheless relived it when he served as a witness during the trial. Ultimately, his testimony proved vital because of one tiny, specific detail. Norbert Witt's defense was to blame the operators of the Skylab. The woman in charge, he claimed, had been drunk at the time of the accident.
I mean, I feel like it's both of your guys' fault because, like, you left the crane there, and also the workers, like, didn't stop and think, that crane is very close to this. We're good.
It had been he, Norbert, who ran into the Skylab operations cabin and hit the emergency stop, he insisted. But it should never have been necessary, for it was after 1 a.m. when the accident took place, and the Skylab was not allowed to operate after 1 a.m.
Huh?
That was, said Norbert, the only reason he had fetched the telescopic crane in the first place. The Skylab should have been shut for the night. The disaster was, Norbert said, due to a decision taken by Skylab ride attendants to reopen their attraction for one last ride after the time when it should have ceased operation altogether. It was here that Vincenzo's testimony came in. While waiting for the ride to begin, he had become anxious about keeping his wife waiting when she finished work, and so had checked his watch and made a note of the time. When the ride began moving, it was 12:54. 6 minutes before 1 a.m. the Skylab had been operating during its normal, scheduled, and permitted hours. Norbert had been mistaken to think that the Skylab had already ceased operation. And his mistake had cost 7 people their lives. For causing Germany's worst
negligence all around. Dude, every amusement park travesty is always like negligence all around. Like when I was researching for that podcast me and Elvis are doing about amusement park disasters, yeah, every single one is just straight negligence from either the engineers who designed the ride or the workers that were there and stuff like that.
Disaster. Norbert was given 1 year's probation. Since the accident had been caused demonstrably by his own negligence, his insurers refused to cover costs, and so he was forced to sell off the majority of his assets to settle civil claims from other victims. Norbert later attempted to rebuild his career as a showman by purchasing a beloved old theme park situated in East Berlin, shortly after the fall of the Berlin Wall. This venture was unsuccessful, and, desperate, he turned to drug smuggling. He was arrested and spent several years in prison before being released,
my guy!
penniless and with his reputation destroyed.
Norbert.
The man who had once been considered a fairground king ended up eking out a living building wooden market stalls and helping his wife run a mouse circus for children.
What? Yo, that's kind of cool, though.
Victims of the disaster were able to recover from their injuries.
What? Babinski? Is this guy Babinski?
And went on to live full lives.
Caroline
Maniscalco, whose testimony had been so vital in understanding the disaster, went on to become a tour guide. After several years and many sleepless nights, he was eventually able to enjoy fairground rides again.
Bro, I wouldn't even, like, I don't care. If there was ever an accident on a amusement park ride where people die and I'm on it, yeah, I ain't ever touching an amusement park again.
The Dome continues to run 3 times a year in the center of Hamburg. It is a beloved event attended by hundreds of thousands each year, locals and tourists alike. In its long history, there has never been another accident as serious or as devastating as that which ended 7 lives on an August night in 1981.
Dude, you know what's crazy though? A lot of amusement park ride accidents like happened semi-recently. Like you would think, oh, you know, it was like the 80s, right? Like this shit probably happened all the time because a lot of oversight and stuff. But dude, there was one that happened recently. What we're going to talk about it in detail in the podcast. There's one that happened recently where it was like one of those floaty rides, like the ones like where it's kind of like white water rafting kind of thing, where it's like a big circle tube and then there's like 6 people that sit in a circle and they got their stuff on or whatever. And what happened was the water pump like got had malfunction, so the water level was really low. And one of them got stuck. One of the tubes got stuck with people in it. And it was like at the end of the ramp. And another people were coming down on the ramp. And then it hit them. And then the kids like flew out. And then 4 people fell out and got stuck underneath both of them. And like the conveyor belt mechanism and like all that shit literally ripped them apart. Like they all got pinned underneath both of them and like their bodies were just mangled. It is fucking horrible, dude. And apparently one of the people who died actually saved his niece. He took his niece and like got her out of there, but since he saved his niece, he got stuck underneath and he died. It took them an entire day to like collect all the pieces of their body after getting mangled. It's like one of the worst cases I've heard of. Dismembered children? No, none of the children died, actually. Surprisingly, none of the children died. So I don't fuck with water parks. Dude, water parks are like the most dangerous because they're very like they don't take safety because you don't wear seatbelts on water rides. You don't have harnesses on water rides. It's very like you kind of just are open on everything. Like when it's roller coasters, like you're strapped down. The roller coaster's on like a track, and like everything's like very sturdy. But like when you're on a water park, it's like anything can happen. Yeah, and drowning as well. And drowning. I mean, the kids are probably traumatized as fuck. Apparently, even the first responders needed like therapy for like many years because of how like traumatized they were, like having to pull out their body parts and stuff. The electrical aspect of water parks scare me. Dude, there was one where there's an amusement park and there literally it was just like a fountain. So normal fountain. There was a loose wire in the fountain. One dude, he tried to splash his friend with water, just dead. Fell in the water. His friend tried to save him, being like, "What's going on?" Touched the water, dead. Worker comes over. He's like, "Oh my God, what's going on? Why are these two in the water?" He goes in to try to save him, dead. That happened at a water. It wasn't a water park. It's just like an amusement park. But that happened. That's also on the podcast. You guys should watch that. We go into more detail on that. Electricity is fucking scary like that? Yeah, it really is. When is the episode going up? I have no clue. I don't think our editor's done. No, he's not done with it yet, so I'm not sure. I'll let you guys know, though. Podcast? Yeah, Alien Bacon. If you guys don't know Alien Bacon, go subscribe now. We already have a bunch of episodes up. Thank you so much, Bellini Fratini, for the 4 months. Chat, I have like 3 really long videos that I need to watch, but I can't watch them today. Actually, 4 really long videos. What the hell are you talking about? I can't watch them today. But I'm gonna watch them next week. Why? Because I can't stream that long. You played mouthwashing? Yeah. Yeah. Fuck, what's his name again? Is it Jimmy? Fuck that guy. Wheel spin? God damn it, dude. Amy didn't, we were supposed to do that, weren't we? I knew I was forgetting something today. Well, I owe you guys that as well next week. Fuck. Guys, what about a subathon next weekend? You down? Maybe I could save all like the really long videos for the subathon. Play mouthwashing again? No. I'm probably gonna I have like a horror game that I was gonna play.
There it is. Massive.
So hopefully it don't last till Monday. I have a hair appointment on Monday. I really doubt it'll last till Monday. If I started on Friday, didn't the last one end like Saturday night? Yes, chat, massive. Massive. I canceled my Prime, how dare you? Was it Sunday? Can also get a wheel to you now. Well, I can't really do anything now because I'm almost done. I forgot about it. I was going to do it at the beginning of stream so I could like actually do something, but I mean, what if I like started Friday like morning or something? Because I really, really doubt it'll go until Monday. Like, I remember I was even worried. I was like, oh, it's going to go until Monday. And then it turned out it was like done Sunday, like morning. Yeah, we're going to watch a movie on the subathon as well. LaQuisha. First stream I've ever been to yours. Welcome, Logan. Welcome. Welcome. I thought you meant Prime as in like the Prime sub to my Twitch channel. The ones on the wheel you could do today? Okay, well, send it over then. If it's something I could do real quick. Yeah, the subathon will be on YouTube as well. I think memberships count. Memberships will count for the continuing the subathon. Last time I had it count. Oh, it didn't work? You had to add them manually? Oh, yeah. Whatever. I'll figure it out. See what I'm saying? Well, first of all, we don't have anything as red. Like, I don't have anything for this. You can do that next stream? All right, we'll get red paint. We'll get red paint, and I'll do it at the I'll do the entire stream with the red H on my head. All right? Blood? Yeah. Why an H? It's a helicopter landing pad. Get it? A lot of people are probably going to be confused, though, on the videos. Like, why the fuck does he have an H on his head? All right, let's watch this one last video. One last video. It's a short one. The most powerful tornadoes ever recorded.
When you're... There it is. Massive.
Massive.
You're witnessing a tornado this large and powerful.
That looks like an EF5.
It's hard to imagine anything more incredible.
That's what
Massive.
an EF5 looks and feels like.
God, why is this so loud? Am I crazy? This is insanely loud.
It's a giant tornado.
Massive. Jesus Christ, that is massive.
Destroy well-built homes and sweep their concrete foundations clean of debris. Cars are mangled and tossed hundreds, possibly thousands of meters away. But what exactly does a tornado have to do to earn the most powerful EF5 rating or an F5 rating? What's the difference? In over 20 years of chasing...
My God, it's so, like, eerie and terrifying looking at tornadoes.
I've documented at least 8 EF4s. But only one EF5.
Dangerous, deadly tornado outbreak is underway.
As of the date of this video, the last EF5 tornado occurred in Moore, Oklahoma on May 20th, 2013. Over 9 years ago.
I've heard of this one. Proof of God?
In this video, we're going to explore the top
Jesus
3 most
Christ.
powerful tornadoes ever recorded. And what craziness it takes for a tornado to earn the highest wind intensity rating. If a strong tornado strikes an instrument that measures wind speeds, the anemometer will likely be blown to smithereens long before it was able to record and measure how fast the strongest winds were. But if we found the...
But what about Twister? What about Twister? They had like those little balls. Wait, was that Twister? Or like he had that one thing, he like got into a tornado and let out these little balls that like... Is that what I'm thinking of? Yeah.
Anemometer a mile away, scientists
What about
and
balls?
engineers can make estimates of what wind velocities might do such a thing. In 1971, Dr. Ted Fujita developed a method to rate the intensity of tornadoes based on surveys of ground damage. The Fujita scale has 6 intensity categories.
There's a Vegeta
from the
scale?
lightest damage F0 to the F and incredible F5, with wind estimates from 261 to 318 miles per hour. They are powerful enough to throw cars hundreds, possibly thousands of meters and completely sweep away brick homes.
God damn.
Hello? But the Fujita scale was very limiting, with only general descriptions and no account for construction quality.
Jesus.
Also, the wind speed estimates were later deemed by meteorologists and engineers as being too high. For example, a 261 mile per hour wind speed is not required to completely destroy a well-constructed house and blow away the debris. This damage occurs at significantly lower wind speeds than previously thought. Revision or enhancement of the Fujita scale was needed.
I can only hear Vegeta now?
In
Yeah.
2007, operational use of the enhanced Fujita scale began in the United
Enhanced
States.
Vegeta?
The EF scale has a much
Super
more
Saiyan
accurate
2 Vegeta?
estimation of damaging wind speeds and has 28 damage indicators, all with respective degrees of damage. The old scale lists an F5 tornado with winds of 261 to 318 miles per hour. The new scale lists an EF5 with winds
Thank you,
above
Ezra,
200
for the
miles
2
per
months.
hour. This is found to be sufficient to cause the damage previously ascribed to the F5 range of wind speeds. The NOAA Damage Assessment Toolkit has a tremendous amount of information, a lot horrifying, with detailed photos and assessments of damage citing why a tornado received the rating it did. It's fascinating to explore and available to the public. Check this out. Let's start in Oklahoma. Why not?
Dude, Oklahoma's the worst when it comes to that shit.
Here's the 2013 infamous U-shaped slug trail. This is the world record 2.6 mile wide tornado from El Reno.
El Reno!
At one point it was rated EF5 based on preliminary radar wind velocity measurements in excess of 296 miles per hour.
We watched the video on El
But
Reno.
it was downgraded to an EF3 because the survey team didn't find damage that would support any higher rating. Likely because the strongest circular...
Okay, that's kind of like ironic. It's like, yeah, I know it's the highest wind speed ever recorded and the largest tornado ever recorded, but like, it didn't destroy a lot of stuff, so I'll give it a EF3.
Populations tracked over mostly open farmland. Ultimately, the tornado's winds of at least 302 miles per hour would be the second highest recorded wind speeds on Earth.
Oh.
This is my first EF5 from May 24th, 2011, also near El Reno. I documented it right here,
dude,
until I ran into its after.
Like, Oklahoma can't catch a break, dude. There's like 2 world record tornadoes right next to each other.
This was the first time I encountered leveled homes.
There's nothing left.
I remember climbing through the debris searching for victims.
Oh my God.
I thought I heard a faint cry coming up from underneath it. And so I was shouting down into the rubble, "You're okay, everything's gonna be okay, we're gonna get you out." And it turned out to be just a cat walking by.
Oh.
Look how
okay.
tornadoes almost wiped El
Thank
Reno off
God.
the map.
At least the cat's okay.
These red tracks are EF4s. I almost intercepted this EF4 hook slicing, but an officer wouldn't let me pass. There were leaves and things raining out of the clouds.
Yeah, the officer's like, no, I'm the one who gets the storm chase, not you.
And who knows, he might have saved my life.
Tornado just passed through here.
This is the 2015 Bridge Creek mile-wide plus monster.
Oh man.
Kitty Indestructible.
It got an EF3.
Blew everything down. Stop signs.
And this is the May 20th, 2013
Dude, they're literally all
Moore,
next to each
Oklahoma
other.
Tornado, the last EF5 to date. I was down here on this day filming a tornado near Duncan, and there was a friendly dog wanted to play with me the whole time.
Warning for Western Garvin County, Northern Stevens.
We're gonna back up. We got
Dude,
dogs.
the fact that like he's been to all these on top of it, he's like, yeah, these are the worst tornadoes ever. I've been to literally every single one of them.
We're going backwards.
Save the dog!
Dogs. Hey, friendly dog.
Save the dog!
Hey, friendly dog. Oh, wow, that was amazing. All right, we're going after that sucker.
No, don't leave the dog! Oh my God.
Moore was the event of the day. A decade. Look at all the red EF4 triangles on this one.
Jeez.
You click on them to get more information.
Oh, they had pictures of that's cool actually. That
all this red is EF4 strength.
They have all that.
A lot of times you just get 1 or 2 little locations with EF4 ratings, and that's enough to earn the tornado an EF4. Trees snapped, debarked, ground scouring, earned this spot an EF4. And here are the purple triangles. EF5 indicators.
Just 3 houses
of engineered and or
just specifically. Fuck you.
Slab swept clean. That's one way to get an EF5. It has to be a well-engineered home, wiped off its foundation.
That's interesting. So they base how strong a tornado is just by like if the tornado actually swept the slab clean. It's like, oh, there's a little debris on there. I don't know if we can count that. That's interesting. Joplin mentioned hopefully coming soon. Oh, I'm sure. I would not be surprised if he mentions it somewhere here.
There's another one. Looked like a nice brick home. Gone. Look at all the neighbors' homes. Everything. You can see all the houses were assessed by engineers and how the core of this thing was a fat EF4. Look how it did a little loop-de-loop. Maybe that's why there's EF5 damage here. Perhaps it circled back and finished the job. Here.
Oh my God.
Well-anchored construction.
That's clean. Dude, the house was that tornado licked his plate clean.
Bolted down to anchors in the
after
cement,
he finished his meal.
It didn't matter.
He licked the plate.
You're gonna need a basement when an EF5
Loop-de-loop, you mean a roundabout? True. True.
Can you imagine this horror in your neighborhood?
I thought it was wind speed. It used to be wind speed. I guess they changed
nuts
it
and washers.
a while ago.
Toenailing of walls noted. bent bolts. I didn't know what toenailing meant, so I Googled it.
Okay, I thought bro was looking up toenail pics or something.
Got creeped out like.
Oh! What the
fuck? I think toenailing is when rails are nailed to baseboards to the foundation, driven in at 45-degree angles, and I guess you use your foot, your toes to hold the rails in place while your buddy hammers in the nails and nails your toes to the ground.
That was a jump scare.
You can crawl down the length of all these tornadoes and see what they did. Here's another slab. If the builders cut corners and the swept house wasn't bolted to the ground, if it wasn't engineered well, then it only gets an EF4. And that's where this nightmare finally ends. On May 3rd, 1999, a notorious F5 tracked from Bridge Creek through Moore, Oklahoma, destroying thousands of homes and businesses, killing 36.
Chat, if you live in Moore, just leave. Like, at this point, just leave. Like, what's even the point of living there?
This tornado is cited as the highest winds
not
ever
even
measured
worth
on
it.
Earth, with mobile Doppler velocity measurements of roughly 302 miles per hour. Here's the one place on Earth where an F5 and an EF5 have crossed paths. In addition to being the widest tornado ever recorded, El Reno 2013 is also a contender for the highest winds measured on Earth, with similar radar-measured velocities. But these were in orbiting subvortices moving extremely rapidly, whereas the 1999 Moore Doppler readings were slicing the main vortex, where peak velocities were not as transient as in the 2013 El Reno tornado.
I understand.
And number 3, the El Reno 2011 EF5, with most likely max wind speeds at
2 years apart, bro.
miles per hour.
2 years
Actually
apart.
Recorded the moments when University of Oklahoma's Raxpol radar was getting that data.
Oh my God, this thing is nasty. This thing is.
I bet the insurance for this house
Looking
is
at all this
expensive.
is like
Oh yeah.
flipping through a scrapbook of my life because I've seen so many of these tornadoes. Here's the Katy Wynnewood EF4 from 2016.
Okay, that looks cool.
I had to call the bank there and ask them, how do you pronounce your town name? Is it Wynwood or Wynnewood? She said, Wynnewood. I said, thank you. Right after that tornado, I came over here and documented the Sulphur, Oklahoma massive
So wait, is this like ever recorded, bro? Are we talking ever recorded? Or are we talking the tornadoes you've seen? Is Joplin going to be in here?
Using the handy measuring tools. 6 months, 1.37 miles. Chapman EF4. EF5s and F5s.
Hold up.
All these tornadoes near Dodge City in 2016.
These were all in 2016?
EF5s and F5s make up only 0.1% of rated tornadoes in the U.S. Between 1950 and 2007, 50 tornadoes were officially rated F5.
All right, you're not okay. Yeah, he didn't even talk about Joplin. What was Joplin's wind speed though? Exceeding 200. Thank you. Wait, what's the tornado with the highest recorded wind speed measured 321? Bridge Creek, Moore of Oklahoma. Okay. You didn't answer my question, Google. You didn't answer my question. All right. It's just whatever. That was stupid. Man is obsessed with Joplin. I'm not obsessed with Joplin, bro. I'm interested in Joplin. Big difference. It didn't say, though. Google did not help me whatsoever. Well, ladies and gentlemen, that's going to be it for me today. Thank you all for watching. Wait, is, I don't know if, I am going to go eat food. Yeah, but I think we're going to do the subathon next week. Probably, I assume. But I will see you guys Monday. I will have a big H on my forehead on Monday for you guys. I am gonna go. I actually have to record my main channel video tonight. Ugh. I don't wanna, bro. I just wanna go to. I just wanna chill out, but now I have to fucking record a video, dude. Main channel video tomorrow, by the way. All right. Bye bye.